direct line. When you said that, I've trained my ears for your particular mic that you're using right now, which isn't bad, by the way. Very good audio. Type of audio that would really cut through on a pile-up. But go ahead and switch the mic, and hopefully you're ready. And if not, I'll yak a little more. So back to you, John. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Well, this is the other mic, and it's hitting the ALC pretty hard, so maybe I'm going to have to back off. But this is an old Sankyo electret microphone that I had on a Super 8 movie camera, which I got rid of long ago. And I thought, well, this might make a nice desk mic if I can work out some of the details. So anyway, I'll turn it back to you and see how this one sounds, if it doesn't sound too much splatter.
Not at all, John. In fact, I like it. I would say, as comparing that to the initial mic, you're a little bit bassier, and you have more audio punch. So you're absolutely correct. You could probably just back off from the mic or just turn the gain down a little bit. And it looks like it'll make a nice addition to your shack. Over.
Okay, well, I really appreciate that. I just got it kind of wired temporarily in, so I think I'll go ahead and turn it into something with a nice stand. I'll get out some chunks of wood here and see what I can do. I just have to figure out some kind of a push-to-talk, which I've got several options here, but I'm going to play around, make a nice wintertime project here in Minnesota. You got us beat on the weather there, being in the 30s. We're at, actually, we just broke 20 degrees, so we're about 10 degrees cooler than you. But we've been getting lots of dustings of snow, and I think it's going to be a long winter. We used to get out in your country quite a bit. Our two sons went to school out in your neighborhood, and we just love Boston. And just finished a book written by a professor from Brandeis about Paul Revere, and just really enjoyed it. And it was a wonderful book talking about the real story of Paul Revere's ride, and brought back a lot of fun memories of your area. So we'd like to get out there again sometime and just kind of relive some of those. But
this
anyway,
is
I won't hold you, Bob, but I really appreciate the help and the signal report, and a real pleasure to talk to you, and a very strong signal, so really lots of fun.
Wish I had the linear one.
KW0CJ.
Very fine, John. Excellent. Yeah, that audio sounds, it's interesting because your signal is so strong, it's real easy to detect your audio, and it is really, really good. I haven't really noticed anything, but if you can, would you do me a favor? Would you switch back to the original microphone? I'll tell you the reason for that in a few seconds here. And if you could do that, then I could, I detect something else in there, quite frankly, and I'm not sure if it's the microphone or not. So if you could do that, go ahead and do that. And okay, I'm coming up to Boston. Boston is a nice city. It's a fairly small city, as you know. And especially in the spring, summer, and fall, when it's not 2 feet of snow out there, is an awful lot that goes on in the city. We're just south of it, about 25 miles or so, in a small town called Scituate, Massachusetts. It's a town about maybe 16,000, 17,000, and we're near the ocean here. So we have a pretty good location. We're about 200 feet from the Atlantic. So back to you, John. W0 Charlie Juliet K1NOK.
Okay, very good, Bob. And now I'm back on the little handheld mic that Kenwood gives you with the transceivers, which I generally use with this rig. And yeah, very, very fine business. I know just about where you are. You must be awfully close to somewhere down towards Plymouth there, and love that part of the country. It's so pretty and picturesque, and so much history to enjoy. We really
you hear the tone under it?
And yeah, you can get some pretty good winters out there. The first year my son was in college out there was the winter of '95, and wanted to come home from Christmas, and of course I think there was about 2 feet of snow in Boston, and just everything was shut down, and it was his first Christmas, and he finally made it, but it was kind of hairy, and so we were mighty glad to have him home for Christmas when that occurred. But it was quite a winter. Of course, you get those nor'easters, which can dump a lot of snow up the coast there, and I'm sure you get a lot of it being as close as you are to the coast. It must be a great location, though, for working Europe and some of the DX. I do envy that, Bob. So let me turn it back and see what this microphone sounds like by comparison. K1NOK, W0CJ.
Yeah, very fine. Little QSB on you. Right at the end there, you might have picked it up on me, John, where your signal's dropping off a little bit. All right, to be super critical, both mics are fine, no problem with the microphone. There's a little tone, and that may be generating from something. Maybe you have I don't know if you'd have a fan in the shack or a fan on the radio or something, but it's way, way under. And again, probably 9 out of 10 times no one would ever mention it, but since you were trying to get some reports there, I just thought I'd mention it. In fact, I thought it was on the second mic when you put it on there initially, but it's way down, 100 dB below your voice there, but it could have something to do with what you have in the shack there. So, yeah, like a little carrier, a little signal, way, way under. Not hum, really a tone. It's just a higher frequency than that. So listen, thank you very much for coming back and calling us there. I really appreciate it. It won't keep you, and at least you don't have to go out and shovel snow today. But we've had it down in 17, 18 degrees here a few weeks ago, and now we're more seasonable right now. But I think we're going to have a couple of big storms here in the next month or so. So, John, 73s. Again, thanks a lot. It was a real pleasure talking with you. And if you hear me on, give me a shout. We'll certainly do the same from this end. W0, Charlie Juliet from K1NOK. Over.
Okay, very good, Bob. And I think I know what that tone or that noise might be. I think it's the fan up here on the SB200. If I get up here a little bit closer, you'll probably even hear it just over the top of it. And I'm going to back off. I'm just going to shut it down. Okay, now we're just running barefoot from the TS. I'll probably go you may not hear me because the QSB is coming in, so it's probably a good time to end. But thanks again, Bob, for the report. And I really appreciate the help.
That is fast-changing conditions.
That is. I just kick on the power again just in case we're fading out. And I really appreciate the help and the comments on the audio. It's most helpful to have someone listen on the other end, and you provided me some great information, and I really appreciate it. And look forward to meeting you again. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll look forward to catching you later on the band, Bob. K1NOK, W0CJ. Stay warm out there.
We'll try. Okay, it's gone. Okay, you were right. You hit it right on the head. It's gone. And I didn't even hear it when you turned the linear back up, but you needed it because you're fading away. So before you can't hear me anymore, I'm going to say 73s. I've got a couple of errands to go do here, and so we'll take advantage of the QSB to do that. Hi. 73s to you, John. W0, Charlie Juliet, K1NOK, Claire. Thank you.
73s, Bob, and thanks again. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
We
got kind of close calls there.
So, Bob, is this what happens every time you get on the radio? You just have people calling you continually?
Well, that's not always the way it happens, although I'd like to have it that way all the time. But there's how many hams now? There's millions of hams in the world. So, right now...
It seemed like you could have had a long conversation with any one of those people. There were 3 different parts of the world right there.
Oh, if you do any type of traveling at all, this is a great hobby because you'll get a chance to meet a lot of these people in different parts of the world. Right now, you wouldn't probably talk to many people in Australia because they're all sleeping.
But you could do that. You could do that early in our morning or late in the evening.
Absolutely. Right. That's when you work more as New Zealanders and Australians and so forth. So, yeah, this is a lot of fun. You make a lot of friends this way.
Well, thanks for spending the time with us here today, Bob. And I just wanted to take another look at your map up here on the wall.
Okay.
And we could just take a look and see, as we had started earlier with our filming, we had Europe. There was still a tiny sliver of Spain and Portugal that were in the sunlight. Obviously now they're in total darkness. And as we can see the western side of the map, now it's just, the sun has just come up in Hawaii since we've been here.
Correct.
So you can see how that area of sunlight, it's a much narrower picture than it is in the summertime, but we can see we got a little bit better idea of what's going on in the rest of the world. Well, thanks a lot. We really enjoy you having spent the time with us here today, Bob.
Oh, my pleasure, Pi. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much
for
having us.
Okay.
Well, it's time winding down, so we just like to say, as we always do in amateur radio, 7-3 for now.
73.